guys, this is Devin. I'm joined by Brayden today. We have another unboxing video for you guys here, an initial review. Today we'll be unboxing the Seek Outside Cimarron Light Hot Tent Teepee and also the large UTurn titanium stove. Alright, let's go ahead and get it opened up. We'll check it out, see what our initial thoughts are on this thing. Alright, so I believe this is the tent body and the teepee itself. This is the, again, Cimarron Light, and it has no screen, so no bug screen on it. And it also has the stove jack, so it's compatible with a titanium stove. And so, pretty big tent bag that it comes in. I'm not going to open this up here. We'll take it outside and we'll do a full setup for you guys, and we're also going to do a pre-burn in the stove. So we're just going to set that right there. It does seem to be pretty light, fairly minimalist. So that's the center pole right there. Comes with a Velcro strap, and it's a carbon fiber center pole. And so that's the only pole for the entire thing because it is a TP style setup. Right here we have our steak bag. Just comes with some titanium steaks, and also comes with some Gear Aid silicone tent sealant seam grip seal. So some tent seal. Nice. And then right here is going to be our stove pipe, and then also I believe the wall for the UTurn stove is inside here as well. As we're setting it up, you guys will see more of what we're talking about with that. And then right here is going to be more of the stove. And so this is the carrying case that the titanium stove comes in. And you have the base inside here. So you have the top and the bottom along with the legs inside this case as well. And so it's all packaged pretty nice. Pretty neat kit. And so inside your pack, this is what you'll have, is all that right there, or you'll split it up in between the two packs if you're with, you know, the two of us, or maybe even if you're with 3 or 4 people. Online it says that this tent will fit 4 people without the stove and 2 people with the stove. So we'll take this outside and get it set up and show you guys the whole setup process and the tent setup and the stove setup as well. Alright. Alright guys, so we're outside now. We're going to be setting up the Cimarron Light, and this is our first time setting up a TP style tent. So you can watch us as we do it and we'll see how it goes. So we'll get started setting it up. So you're supposed to start with the tent body, and then you go with the center pole after you get the 4 corners staked down. So one of the things that it says in the instructions is you're supposed to pull it tight, and then before you stake it in, you just let the tent go slack. And so you're staking it in with the tent slack, and then you'll tighten it when you put the center pole in. So you pull it tight and let it go slack. All right. Then we'll put together the carbon fiber center pole here. So then from here, you open up your door. Then you insert the pole into the center and stand it up. That looks pretty good. Come check out the inside of this thing. Looks pretty roomy. I like it. We'll go ahead and get the guy out points all done up so it's fully expanded. All right. Zip it on up. Go grab some more steaks. Alright, so there's your basic setup of the Cimarron Light by Seek Outside. We're going to go ahead and start setting up the stove for the inside of it. Alright, so now we're going to work on the assembly of the large UTurn stove. And so I've never done one of these before, so we're going to have to figure it out. From what I've read and seen is it helps if you have a pair of gloves and also if you have a broomstick for your first time setting it up, because we're also going to do a pre-burn in it. By doing a pre-burn, it helps hold the memory of setting up the stove pipe. And so we're going to work on first putting together the stove box, which it looks like that is the door, and then we have the top piece here along with the 4 legs. And can you hand me that tube right there?
Yep.
Pop this open. Let's try to not lose any parts in the grass here. So it comes with a bunch of these little tiny rings. I'm not sure if you guys can see that, but those little rings are for putting the stove pipe together. All right, there's the dampener and spark arrestor, another ring. This neat little tube that they store it all in. It's pretty good for storing it, keeping it in your pack. There's all the screws and nuts. And then, not sure which one.
I believe that's the walls, right?
I think that's the wall. I think that's the body. Because it has a 6 on it, so that's the 6-foot stovepipe. And man, these edges are sharp. You're going to want to be careful. And that is probably the bottom piece. So for this large U-turn, all the wall is on it is literally just a sheet of titanium is all that we're working with here. And so I believe we're going to want to put the legs together first using these wing nuts. So go ahead and put a couple wing nuts on there. What you're going to want to do, what I believe we need to do based on the directions is spin the wing nut up, one of them, and that's going to be the bottom, so then you're going to put the foot on the bottom of it. Until it's level. And then want to get it set to the height of the wall on the stove. So about there is probably good. So just line it up with the same length on that one there.
Looks good.
All right, so we're gonna put the base of the stove on. So go ahead and put all 4 legs in there.
All right. Probably not gonna stay up till we get it more put together.
All right. And then I'm just guessing that this goes like so. I don't think it goes to that outside of those ones. I think it goes just like so.
Okay. Put the door on the front side.
Has these little clips on the sides. You see those?
Yep.
So I'll just hold it up if you want to get that in. Okay, let's get the top on it.
Okay.
Because that's going to give it some more stability.
Sure it's gonna bend a little bit.
Yeah. Well, that thing's pretty stable now. It's a little tricky for the first time setting it up, but I'm sure once we do it a couple times, we'll get a little bit better at it and get it figured out. But that thing's sweet. That's a big little stove right there. I don't know how much you guys can see of the inside there, but there's the top of it, the legs on the bottom. So that's pretty cool. Adjust the feet on it a little bit. Damper. Then you have your spark arrestor here. Goes in just like so. Then your dampener. Yeah, this thing's definitely gonna get bent and get a few little dings in it and whatnot. All right, now for the stovepipe. This part's gonna be interesting. So we'll just set this inside here. Okay, I think this is where we're probably gonna want the leather gloves.
Yep. Now is that just one solid sheet, like the wall?
Yeah, so this is just one solid sheet, just like the tent wall. And we have to stretch it out lengthways and then roll it short ways. Get it rolled up nice and tight, and this is where these rings come in. Don't let it slip. lip. Okay.
Alright.
Alright.
Let's space them out a little better, maybe.
That wasn't too bad.
No, not bad at all.
No, but maybe we want to use your end down there to go onto the stove. Alright, I think that's looking like a stovepipe. I think those are pretty well spaced. So if you want to go grab the camera, we'll take this inside the tent and set it all up. So you can come in here and you can adjust the wing nuts to adjust the legs to get the stove more stable. It's hard to see in the grass, but you just adjust the top and, well, the top and the bottom wing nuts to get your legs even to the ground to be a little bit more stable. So I think that this corner over here is not touching. Tighten that bottom one up. There we go, that's pretty stable now. Then I think the best way to do this is probably going to be slide it up through the opening in the roof. And bring it back down. I'm guessing it goes inside. Not for sure though.
I think going to the outside would be better.
Think so?
Yeah.
Maybe it does, I'm not sure. That seems pretty solid, doesn't seem like it's going to go anywhere. Alright, now we're going to go get some wood and get it set up, and we're going to do a pre-burn. What the pre-burn does is it helps hold the shape of the chimney here, and it helps hold the shape of the sidewall for the U-turn right there. So we'll go get all that together, and then we'll come back and show you guys it actually burning something. Alright, so I got everything opened up here. Gonna get some newspaper in here. Glad that I went with the large over the medium. So they have a large U-turn, and then they just have a standard medium, and the standard medium has just 4 straight walls all the way around, but the standard medium is actually a few ounces heavier than the large U-turn. I'll have Braden plug in all the numbers for you guys because I don't remember them exactly. But the large U-turn was a little bit lighter, and so the large U-turn is 4 inches longer than the medium regular box. And so I decided to go with the large U-turn, even though it's a little bit more tedious to set it up than the regular box size. It's just a lot lighter, and you also get more burning space. And what the guys at Seek Outside told me is with the large over the medium, you get about 1 hour more burn time with the extra fuel that you can fit inside there. So that's kind of why I decided to go with the large over the medium. There's actually a lot of space inside this little thing. It's gonna get pretty hot inside of here pretty quick because we're already in the beginning of July, so it's not like it's cool out right now.
I'm already feeling the heat from that stove.
Yeah, I know it.
It immediately starts warming this tent up.
gonna close that door. Hopefully it creates some suction. There was a little bit of smoke coming out, but as soon as I closed that door, it seemed like it started to create a little bit of a better suction going out of the stovepipe.
Right.
Yeah, you can kind of smell that titanium starting to cure. If you look at the top of it, you can see it's starting to darken up there already. So you're just kind of pre-curing the stove. Oh, go ahead and stick another big piece in there. That thing holds a lot of fuel. Yeah, not really much smoke leaking out of it from what I can see. Looks pretty good.
Yeah, I noticed once that door's closed, it seals off pretty good.
Yeah, start sucking that air out a little bit better. Yeah, I think if you're gonna run one of these during the winter time, having a pair of leather gloves is definitely a handy tool. All right, so we went and got a pot of water. We're gonna do a little test. Put the pot of water on there. And we're gonna start the timer right here. And we're gonna see how long it takes to boil that pot of water. It's about enough to eat, you know, maybe one mountain house, maybe a little bit more than that. So we'll just do a little test. And this is just a cheap camping pot that I have. So it's not like it's a little backpacking titanium pot or anything like that. Definitely gonna pick up, because I have a jet boil, but I'm gonna pick up a little titanium pot for boiling water on top of this. So that way I don't have to carry the jet boil with me when we're taking this stove. I also think we're gonna pick up a little compact folding saw as well, because from everything that I've seen and read, it really helps to have a folding saw to just cut your fuel to exact size rather than trying to break it and not getting it quite to the exact size. Just more efficient burning.
Well, we'll do a quick check on my water. Do you think it's close?
Well, probably not, but we can check it. No, it's not. It's starting to get a few little bubbles forming at the bottom. Not quite there yet.
What's our time at?
2 minutes, 45 seconds. Not quite there yet. We're at 4 minutes. I'm guessing it's going to take a little while to boil water with this thing, but the thing is, unlike a gas stove, you're not burning fuel, you're also not having to carry your own fuel with you. So it's pretty efficient in that way.
Right.
And you get to heat the tent at the same time. Yeah, you could so easily sleep 3 guys in here. Maybe not with your gear, but if you had 3 guys and you also rotated the stove, you could definitely sleep 3 in here. This thing is gonna be so nice to have when it's cold and snowy outside. I can see the pot starting to steam. Oh, it's at a rolling boil now. We're right at 7 minutes. So yeah, you're looking at 6.5, 7 minutes to boil water on this thing. That's really not that bad.
No,
And if you had a smaller pot, smaller container, it might boil a little bit quicker.
yeah, that's pretty fast for it not being something such as a jet boil.
Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. That's pretty cool. Alright guys, so just a few initial thoughts for you guys and a wrap up here. This is a pretty sweet little setup. I'm pretty happy with the teepee and the size of it that we got to start with. So this is again the Cimarron Light. Braden can plug in all the details for you guys here. The large UTurn stove. Few little things is I'm sure there's a learning curve, but setting up the UTurn was kind of difficult. So if you don't have the patience for it, you may want to go with just a standard, maybe like medium-sized stove or even large-sized stove that has just the solid 4 walls. It's a little bit heavier, it's a little bit easier to set up as well. Another thing that with this tent is it didn't come with the actual guy out cords. So when you're paying $600, $700, $800, $1,000 for a tent and it doesn't come with the guy out cords, I had to go steal some from another tent. Then that's kind of annoying, but other than that, super happy with it, super happy with the size of it, and material's super light, so it's definitely going to cut some weight out of my pack. So overall, initial impressions, I'm pretty happy with it. I'll have to let you guys know when we're in some cold weather hunts and there's a blizzard outside how we're liking it. But I think we're going to wrap it up, so make sure to like, comment, and subscribe, and thanks for watching, guys.